Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be continuing into part 9 of What If Bulma Wished for a Boyfriend. If you haven't seen part 8, there's a title card where you can go check it out and see what happened in the last part. But today we'll be going into the Majin Buu saga. With a decade of training, will Buu stand a chance? How strong has everyone gotten? What about the future timeline? Will Goten and Bra be able to save their timeline? Also, on our Discord server for anyone who wants to join and talk more about Dragon Ball with me and other viewers. If you got some of your own ideas of what ifs, and maybe in the future, I could do them. Check the link in the description down below. Now for today's question of the video, is from the Mystic Saiyan, and his question is, which non-canon Saiyan form is your favorite? And this might surprise to most people because my pick would be the false Super Saiyan form, as I feel like if that was canon, it would have like a good purpose to be like, as I feel like this form would have like a good story-wise point where it would be like a hint to the Super Saiyan, where people, you know, when Vegeta is like, oh, I am the Super Saiyan, maybe if he got in that form and then he believed he was, but which it wasn't, I just feel like it could have been used in a good way to really push out more of the Super Saiyan hype, and it just would have been epic. That would be my answer. If you want your comment to be featured in the next video, just comment down a question you would want me to answer, and maybe you'll be lucky enough for me to pick your comment in the next video. Without further ado, let's dive into part 9 of What If Bulma Wished for a Boyfriend. In the last part, we discussed how everyone has been training, but let's go a bit deeper and quickly go over how everyone is. At this point, Goku and Vegeta remained the top, having mastered Super Saiyan 2, and even reached another level, and currently wouldn't be as much of use to them as of right now. Next would be Raditz, as he as well learned the Super Saiyan 2 form, but a bit later than Goku and Vegeta. Broly wouldn't be far behind, but technically he would be stronger if he allowed himself to go all out. Gohan, Trunks, Goten, and Bra all are around the same level, but something that no one expected was the bond Goten and Bra created over the decade, as they really got in close with each other, which shocked the rest of the Son and Vegeta family, and to the younger versions of themselves when they look at each other with a shocked face. Goku jokes saying that they maybe soon will be actually brothers, as Vegeta would punch him, sending him flying away. Also, Yamcha and Krillin would have returned with the Supreme Kai as they achieved a new transformation during their time training with the Supreme Kai, calling it their mystic form, as they would have attained it normally, with Yamcha holding the sword and breaking it, releasing the Elder Kai, and during that decade of training, they were close to obtaining another level of power, but they couldn't obtain it just yet. This time around, they wouldn't need to join the tournament, as Goten and Bra did remember the general direction of where Babidi's hidden base was, and with the whole group going, this time around, they would be able to find it easily. Babidi would be shocked seeing this large group here, as he didn't think they would find him, so Babidi would send out Dabura with his 2 other underlings. Goten and Bra asked if they could handle this for practice for when they have to face Buu off by themselves. Dabura would send off Pui Pui and Yakan to fight the two, and Bra and Goten would have no problem facing them, as Goten would make Yakan explode with all the energy he would give him. Bra would be far stronger than Pui Pui and easily take him down without any problem. Dabura is shocked, but he believed that he is far stronger than these two, which would have been the case if they didn't train for 10 plus years. Yes, the overall group may have been weaker before the over 10 years of training compared to the canon Z fighters, but with all these Saiyans training intensely and also having the healing pods at their disposal, their growth would have far exceeded the canon group at this point in time. Hell, one of them would be enough to take down Dabura, so both of them would be overkill for him. As he doesn't stand a chance even if he tried his spitting attack, those two would be far too fast and be able to dodge all of his attacks, and even if one got hit, the other would easily be able to defeat Dabura, bringing the other back. But one thing that will bite them in the butt is that they grew cocky as they were torturing Dabura, dealing all their pent-up anger on him. Babidi is stunned as he doesn't understand how his plan is going bad and how the Z fighters know so much. Popovich and Yamu would return to Babidi, as here they don't have any good energy, but Vegeta would spot them and kill them right off the bat, now allowing them to reach to Babidi. Everyone thinks it's over, but Babidi's hideout exploded as Majin Buu would emerge from the smoke, as the energy he got from the fight from Babidi's minions and Goten and Bra was enough to bring him to be released. This shocked the Supreme Kai, as he wanted to avoid this at all costs, but the others didn't seem to be scared of the situation, as they did think that they could handle it. Goten and Bra together would fight off Buu, throwing combination attacks at Buu and any move they learned during their time training, but it wouldn't be enough. They are strong, no doubt, but they do not possess the amount of strength to completely erase Buu, so that he can no longer regenerate, as Goku and Vegeta tell them to back up, as they need to handle this themselves. Soon together, Goku and Vegeta team up on Buu, attacking him together. Goten and Bra were kinda upset as they allowed the power to get into their head, but worst thing is that they weren't fully strong enough to completely take down Buu. With Goku and Vegeta working together and being much stronger, they would just toy with Buu. Even though he has regeneration, they do not need to go all out to outclass Buu, and this begins to make Buu angry. Angry enough to have Buu split into a good side and the evil side of Buu. This surprises everyone as they did not expect this, so the 2-on-1 became a 2-on-2. But when Goku fights the good Buu, Buu explains how he is the good side of Buu and doesn't want to harm anyone. Goku finds it a bit hard to believe, but he gives Boo a chance as Goku still is the kind-hearted person he was normally, so he wouldn't kill Boo. So with the three of them, they all gang up on the evil Boo and would easily take him out without leaving a trace. Boo would introduce himself to the group as they are all kind of taken aback a bit with having someone who supposedly killed them all in the future now being a good guy on their side. Goten and Brock couldn't believe it and couldn't see Boo as being a good guy, as all they knew about him was all the people he hurt and killed in their timeline, so they would be giving him a cold shoulder the whole time. Supreme Kai found this strange, but as long as Boo did not cause universal destruction, then they should be fine. With Boo being taken down rather easily, everyone cheered. The time travelers would cheer as well, thinking that their timeline would be fixed, but Supreme Kai would explain that that's not how time travel works, and their timeline would still be the same, so then they wonder about future Goten and Bra's timeline, and their version of Boo. Supreme Kai said not to worry, as the transformation that the Earthlings obtained would be a good boost for these fighters, and allow for them to be strong enough to take on their Boo, as to say thank you for saving this timeline. So for a few months, the two time travelers would go with Supreme Kai and train under him, having their potential unlocked and also learning the Kai Kai. After that training, they said goodbye to everyone and headed back into their timeline. Once they arrived, they are greeted by their mothers and Paragus. As for them, it's only been a year, but they are quite shocked to see how much the two has grown, as they apologize, saying that they stayed in the past for over a decade to train for their Boo in hopes that they will grow strong enough to stop this Boo. They asked if they were strong enough to stop Boo, and they shook their heads in approval as they both quickly rushed over to find Boo. It wouldn't take them long as they would come up face to face with him. They remembered about everyone they had lost to Boo, and they even saw the life they could have had if Boo never killed everyone. They used all the rage they had stored up over the years, powering up into their mystic form, and together faced off Boo. At the start, Boo had the upper hand in the fight, but with more time, both Goten and Bra began to overtake Boo. They knew that they had to use every ounce of power they had to completely erase him, and to end the fight quickly, before he began to use his magical powers. Using the Kai Kai, they would teleport from place to place, trying to confuse Majin Buu, as while they were teleporting, they began charging up an attack, with Goten preparing a Kamehameha wave, and Broad charging up a Gallic gun, and once they had them ready, they would instantly appear in front of Boo, shooting their attacks at full force right at him at point blank range, not giving him a chance to avoid the attack. Boo would fully succumb to the attacks and be erased completely, not being able to regenerate. They too would power down a bit, exhausted, but they smiled as they finally beat the threat of the planet and avenged their friends and family that they lost long ago. Heading back to the others, they're glad to hear of the good news, but then they wondered how they would fix up the planet as it was completely broken, and without Kami they didn't have any Dragon Balls anymore, and they too had a plan for that. They would use the Kai Kai to teleport around the universe until they arrived at the Supreme Kai planet to originally free their version of Elder Kai, but to their surprise they found their version of Supreme Kai still alive, and they tell him the news of Boo's defeat. This shocked him as he didn't know Earth still had fighters to take on Boo, as he would apologize as when he first came to Earth to stop Boo, he failed and ran away once everyone died. They understood as they did not hold any grudges towards him, but now they need his help with finding a way to restore their planet before the entire chaos happened. They explained to him that they had something called Dragon Balls, but after their guardian died, the Dragon Balls turned into stone. Now with Supreme Kai basically being the observer of the entire universe, I am sure that he knows about the Dragon Balls and the origins of their creation. Supreme Kai would tell them about the planet Namek and its people, the Namekians. He explained that they possess the ability to create Dragon Balls, and their best luck would be to head over to their planet. With that, the two would begin teleporting planet to planet to find Namek. It would take them a bit, but I don't doubt that they could find the planet, and this time around, Namek is safe from everything, as Frieza would never hear about the Dragon Balls and wouldn't know about Namek. They would meet with the Grand Elder of the Namekians being Grand Elder Mori, as at this point, Guru would be long past. They explained their situation and what had happened to them. Mori would have read their minds and saw all that they had to go through. He apologizes for the suffering they had endured and would gladly help them. They used the Namekian Dragon Balls and wanted to wish back everyone from when Boo killed them, but sadly Porunga explained that if he was to resurrect a large group of people, it could only be from a year ago, meaning all their friends and families cannot be brought back, which saddened them, but they understand and still use the wish to bring back people that was killed in the last year, and to revert all the damage that Earth suffered. Once those wishes were made, they were all good, and thanks Mori and the Namekian. Before they left, Mori gave them Namekian that could create Dragon Balls and be their guardian for their planet, as he calls over Dende, who is now older, as he would go to Earth with the two, as it would be up to them to continue protecting their planet. They would begin focusing on rebuilding society with their mothers and Paragus, and eventually Goten and Bra would end up starting a family together in their new fixed timeline. And that's where I leave it up for now. Tell me how you think about the 9th part and how it did with the Majin Buu saga. What do you think about the conclusion to the last 2 arcs? What will the future hold out for the present timeline fighters? With all the training the fighters will be doing, will it be enough to hold off for a future god that they may come across? What could have happened differently? Leave your thoughts down in the comments down below. I would love to hear them. If you are interested and enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be alerted whenever I post another part. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next part. See ya.